I was telling my brother, like, hey, there's this Billie Eilish video about her talking about animes, and you should watch it. Did you watch it? No.
Yeah, about that.
Like asshole.
I completely forgot.
Yeah, well, there was nothing to it. Basically, the title of the video is like how Billie Eilish uses anime to inspire blah, blah, blah. And it has, of course, like 3 million views. And I thought she was going to go over like a list of animes that she was interested in, but she only mentioned a few, and they were Studio Ghibli films. And the reason I think this is interesting is because she's been known as like the... Honestly, she's like a walking clickbait billboard sensation. Like, everyone loves this human, and it is insane. Anything she could literally post, like Billie Eilish picks up her phone, and it would probably have 3 million views. But in this thing, she mentions Totoro and Spirited Away. And I still haven't seen Spirited Away because I literally can't find it anywhere on the internet. Like, I'm tempted to buy a DVD player just so I can buy the DVD if it has one. It's probably a VHS at this point. But what is...
We got it somewhere.
We do?
Right? Oh, we got to. I mean,
we have Totoro.
We gotta. Tagada.
Nice. What's Spirited Away about? Or do you remember?
Oh my gosh. It's hard. You know, honestly, it's really hard to say what any Studio Ghibli movie is about.
Agreed.
Like, can you imagine like saying what My Neighbor Totoro?
That's what I was
about,
trying to think of earlier, and I couldn't.
It's like about a cat bus.
Yeah.
With a giant dust bunny.
Yeah.
Who makes the tree grow.
Yeah. And two little girls that cling onto his fur to fly in the sky.
Exactly. So actually, Spirited Away is probably a little easier to.
You're gonna have like a perfect answer.
Yeah.
I'll try.
No pressure now.
Yeah.
So actually, it's about this girl who goes into like the spirit world. I forgot how she got into it. I think she got like on a train or something, and she somehow diverted into this like crazy spirit world, and it's just pretty much her adventure throughout this world, and she meets like all sorts of characters. I forgot, man, I've only seen it one time. I really liked it a lot. I mean, you see this like white dragon who's like a prince or something.
Yeah, I see him a lot.
And then you probably know this one guy. He's like kind of like he's like draped in like a black like clothing with a tiny mask or whatever.
What's his name again?
Big mouth or something. I don't know. I think it's something to do with like how he eats, like big eats or something like that. Like
eats?
Yeah, a little big.
I'm gonna look this.
Biggie Mac.
You're gonna be so off, dude. I can already tell. Hold on.
Dude.
Big Eats?
How stupid are you gonna feel if his name was Big Eats?
I would probably pee all over the place.
Big Eats.
Yo, what's up? No, his name is... No, keep going. I'm gonna find it, though.
Maybe like Big Mouth or something, but
yeah, it is something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I mean that's pretty much it. There's a lot of weird scenes that you would expect from Studio Ghibli. And you know, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like, Studio Ghibli is one of those shows. So it's almost like the perfect kids show that you can watch as an adult. Like, you remember all the kids shows, movies that we watched when we were little, that like if we were to watch now, we'd be like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
Like, kids shows are like fucking weird, right? Like,
yeah.
Remember watching Little Nemo?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the viewers out there, Little Nemo, not talking about Finding Nemo. Little Nemo is about this kid who enters like a dreamland, and he rides around the skies like with his flying bed and stuff.
It's wild. Yeah.
Avoids the nightmare. It's super fucking weird, and there's a lot of uncomfortable moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, watching it recently, I was like, this is a little unsettling. Watching Studio Ghibli, it's like almost like being a kid again. Yeah. Like, you're just watching it, just things are just coming through. Even though there's a lot of weird shit, you kind of like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
That's cool. And after the movie, you're like, what did I just watch? Oh, it just makes sense to me though. You know, like, it's just
that's cool.
Good feeling. So, but yeah, did you find his name?
No Face.
Is it No Face? Oh, I was so close.
Big Eats, No Face.
Yeah, it's two syllables. So
really trying to cheese me off. But yeah, no, I got on Little Nemo the other day, and I was kind of just looking at the art, and I was like, this is very aesthetically pleasing. But also Studio Ghibli, they have a documentary that I've been watching recently that I told you should watch. It's like, but I don't know. It's very slow paced, and I am interested in like animation and stuff. So maybe, I don't know. I feel like if you're not, it's not the funnest thing to watch.
Where do you watch it at?
I watched it on Amazon. I had to actually buy it. But they have it on YouTube, but you do have to buy it. Like, you have to rent it or buy it. So it's pretty hard to get your hands on. But it's basically about the guy who makes the Studio Ghibli It's like Miyazaki, something like that is his name.
Yeah, Miyazaki.
Yeah, documentary is so good, but when he storyboards for movies, apparently, I mean, it said this in the documentary, I don't know how much I can believe it because it just seems insane, but he draws before he writes. So he draws the scenes as they happen, and he'll be like, yeah, it's funny because people, even with what you're saying, talking about how Spirited Away is hard to explain, he was like, some people working there were like, yeah, sometimes when people ask us, we're the ones who drew it, what it's about, we have trouble answering it. And then it cuts to Miyazaki, and he's like, I don't know what it's about. Like he's like, I don't know, sometimes I just draw, and like that's just how it kind of ends up. So I think the reason they're so powerful is because it's very feeling based. Like I think he just literally is like, this seems to feel right now.
Right.
But yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He reminds me of a less cool version of me.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like I'm uber excited. Like you've been on this anime kick, and you still have Studio Ghibli movies to watch, and those are like,
I do.
That's like fucking golden grail right there, man. That's good shit.
Oh,
there's so many good ones,
dude. Last thing about that Billie Eilish video, there are the last thing about her, or there's two things. One is she had actually a random conflict where she had merch designed, and the person who designed the merch just took like a straight up like plagiarized somebody else's artwork and put it on shirts, and like Billie Eilish had no idea, and nobody would know. I mean, it was very specific old anime art. And then she got this crazy backlash for it. Like people exploded. Like she probably was like, "Well, damn it! Like I just hired someone to help me out," and she was probably so desperate to do something awesome for Billie Eilish, obviously, because she was like, "This is going to sell."
Billie Eilish got the backlash.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Eilish or Eilish, but I'm just gonna keep saying Eilish because it sounds cooler.
You say Eilish?
I do say Eilish. Yeah.
Oh.
You know her brother. Apparently, I'm probably wrong. I don't know anything about her, so I'm just saying everything that I've heard rumors. But her brother like makes her music.
I have heard similar thing. I heard that she is her success is pretty much the byproduct of like her brother's success.
I think. Well, they also perform together, and he sings crazy well. So it's cool because he still is in the limelight. Like he's not. It's funny because someone was like, "There's a video of them singing together, and he killed it." And they're like, he deserves way more recognition. And I'm like, he's number 2 to the most popular artist in the world. Like, he's good.
Yeah.
Like, most people as talented as him.
More recognition would be one.
Yeah, to be Billie Eilish. I'm like, like, literally, people who are way more talented than him and her, you've never heard of. Right? Yeah. Like, I mean, skill doesn't correlate to success at all. Like, it's the way that you figure out how to market your skill. It's the way that you become successful or whatever. Exactly. But the other thing with her is she always wears, this is an anime that people have been recommending, but she always wears the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shirts. She wears like these all over prints, and I talked to Matthew about it. And what'd you think of the whole? What'd you think of the show?
JoJo?
Yeah,
it's literally. I mean, it is like it's pretty much as shonen as you can get.
Yeah.
It's so like, I mean, you have two typical like buff ass dudes, and they're like, you got the words, like, half the fight is in the fucking head, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, he's coming at me from the left.
Yeah.
I'll have to dodge. And, like, it's just constant, like, communicating and, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's so ridiculous, though, on that level. But,
it is. Yeah.
It's a fun show.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Like, I've seen,
very clean, too. Like, it's very modern art. Like, what I watched on Netflix, yeah. I'm pretty sure I watched the first 2 episodes, and they looked like they were, like, brand new shows. It was such clean art style. And it was pretty gory and vicious, too. But that's just, it's, I don't know. It's not hard for me to watch that kind of stuff when it's in that context.
Right.
It's like very playful and comic-y type thing. Yeah. But yeah, that one's really interesting. So.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I ended up watching, I mean, there's so many weird episodes, but it's just a weird anime. Like, I mean, I watched up to probably 3 seasons of it. And, it's so successful that they're just going to, like, keep going. And,
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.